am proud to be joined today to honor Harout Pamboukjian, an accomplished Armenian-American musician whose career spans over 40 years and 40 albums. Would you please help me by giving him a round of applause? He was born in Yerevan, Armenia in 1950 and was influenced by his mother's love for music and singing. His family lived modestly and couldn't always afford music lessons, but he continued to pursue his dream, becoming a great musician. He convinced his mother to buy him a guitar, but as a lefty, I'm a lefty too, but as a lefty, he played it upside down, astonishing audiences, which earned him the nickname Lefty Harout. At the age of 18, he formed a band called Erebuni in Armenia. However, being a young musician in Armenia, a country under Soviet rule, was nearly impossible as the government filtered all the music on radio and television. Harout and his family left Armenia in 1975, and by 1976, Harout had taken up residence in Los Angeles, in the heart of Little Armenia in East Hollywood. Here in the United States, he had full artistic freedom to express himself. His unique manner of performance and touching soulful songs have earned him the love of his fans, regardless of their age or wherever they live. He is a global star within the Armenian communities across the world, spanning generations of fans. In 2000, the Los Angeles Weekly did a story about Harout, calling him the wedding singer, recognizing how the star launched his career performing weddings and baptisms. In addition to being a musician, he has a long history of giving back to his community. After the devastating earthquake in Armenia in 1988 that killed 25,000 people, he left more than 500,000 homeless. He held a series of large-scale benefit concerts. Having witnessed the horrors and lived through the civil war in Lebanon, he has always considered it his duty to use his artistic talent for the benefit of humanitarian initiatives. As a descendant of survivors of the Armenian genocide, he has continuously advocated for education, recognition, and prevention on the topic. Nearly 40 years after his arrival in the United States, Harout continues to sell out venues across the globe, including the Dolby Theater, the Casino de Paris, and the State Kremlin Palace. I am so proud to declare today, November 26, 2019, as Harout Pamboukjian Day in the city of LA. Congratulations, Harout. And at this time, I'd like to invite our honoree for some remarks.
You know what, Ms. Rodriguez, before we do that, I'd like to get Mr. Krikorian in on this. So, Mr. Krikorian, if it's okay, go for it.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I especially appreciate that being asked to speak now, because I would never, ever want to follow Harout Pamboukjian, that's for sure. So, but Ms. Rodriguez, thank you for bringing Harout in to council again. He's no stranger to these chambers or to any of us. All of you members who have been to significant Armenian events have seen Harout perform. It's appropriate that we declare today Harout Pamboukjian Day, but in our community, honestly, any weekend evening is Harout Pamboukjian Day in the city of Los Angeles. But I want to speak not to his music so much, which is such an important part of life in the Armenian diaspora, and especially here in Los Angeles. I want to speak to his natural humanitarian instincts and his use of his talents and his fame and his popularity to advance the really most important causes of the Armenian community. And Ms. Rodriguez, you are very right about his work with regard to the Armenian earthquake, when Gyumri and Spitak and other places were so badly devastated, when tens of thousands of people died in an instant in that earthquake. Armenia was reeling. not just from the earthquake, but the ongoing energy blockade that it was suffering at the hands of its enemies, the impact of the war with Azerbaijan relating to Artsakh, and just transitioning from a former Soviet state into a state of democracy and openness. With all of these challenges, Armenia was really devastated. And Harout Pamboukjian went to Hayastan in the midst of all of that, again and again and again, going and performing dozens of times and lifting those people up, giving them hope, giving them joy at an otherwise joyless time. We celebrate, even to this day, we celebrate Bob Hope as a great American for going into difficult areas, war zones, places to lift up our American troops in their times of challenges. Well, there's no question in my mind that sort of the Armenian equivalent of that, if you will, is Zakharut. And what you did for Armenia then, and what you continue to do for Armenia to this day. Every single time there's a genocide commemoration, at the Centennial March, at every other time that we've come together to demand justice and recognition for the genocide, you've been there, again, lifting up people and inspiring people. As we fight for the sovereignty and independence and freedom and safety of the people of Artsakh, again and again, you are there fighting for those who need our support. And so, for all of those reasons, even more than the joy that you bring us when we go to a wedding or a barahantis or any other event in this community where you're performing, it's for that I think this city and all of the Armenian diaspora owes you a great debt of gratitude, and I appreciate your service, and I'm so grateful to Ms. Rodriguez for honoring you today.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this honor. I come to this country in 1975. It is the only country when my dreams come true. I recorded more than 39 volumes of records, thousands of concerts around the world. It can happen only in America. Thank you for this honor. This everything. My last word to me: God bless Armenia. God bless Artsakh. God bless Armenian diaspora around the world. And finally, God bless United States of America, who I love so much. Thank you for this honor.
Harout, thank you so much for entertaining the world and bringing your music and uplifting people everywhere. Congratulations. We are proud to declare this day in your honor.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Give him one more round of applause. No, thank you very much.